The collection will try to cut off the head and leave the tail. If you enjoy watching, please support by liking, sharing and commenting. 2024 Thailand's latest horror film, The Horror of Corpse Oil descends. The film is set against the mysterious backdrop of black magic, claimed to recreate for the audience the most authentic black magic ritual. Even the director is also a true exorcist. The thrilling and shocking images leave countless viewers feeling chills. At the beginning of the story, the young exorcist Akun arrives alone at a desolate grave, digging up a recently buried female corpse. As Akun clasps his hands together and chants spells, the corpse suddenly sits up. Akun slowly draws his exorcist knife. The next second, the corpse opens its pupilless eyes, glaring fiercely at Akun. "Mother, please give me a bit of the oil from your chin." As soon as the words fell, Akun uses a white candle to burn the corpse's chin. After a while, the corpse oil dripped drop by drop into the porcelain bottle. Then, Akun used the exorcism knife to lay the female corpse back in the coffin. Ignoring the wails of the female corpse, he plunged a knife into her abdomen, forcibly extracting the fetus inside. Because having this yin fetus, his power would become stronger. After doing all this, Akun quietly returned to his place, and secretly put the master's exorcism knife back in its original place. But what he did not expect was, the master had not rested all night, and had long known that Akun had taken his magical tool. Faced with the master's questioning, Akun could only admit that he had secretly refined the corpse oil. But when the master ordered him to return the corpse oil to the female corpse, Akun lied, claiming he had already sold the corpse oil. It turned out that in Thailand, corpse oil has a magical power. As long as the corpse oil is applied to someone else, they will fall hopelessly in love with you. Therefore, many unscrupulous wealthy people are willing to pay high prices for corpse oil. The reason Akun refines corpse oil is actually to save money to marry Sui from his village. His master warned him that doing such immoral things would bring retribution. If you want to become an exorcist, you cannot engage in romantic relationships. Otherwise, the other person could be in danger of losing their life. Infatuated Akun did not take his master's words to heart. Instead, in order to earn more betrothal money, he secretly accepted jobs behind his master's back. He took on an exorcism job at the school for a high price of 150,000. This was Akun's first time carrying out an exorcism task alone. Very nervous, he downed an entire bottle of liquor before arriving at the school. The principal looked at the drunken Akun. He started to doubt whether he had found the wrong person. But when he thought of Akun's master, who was the most famous exorcist in the area, he could only hope that a great master produces great disciples. As Akun staggered up to the second floor, he saw the noose hanging from the beam, and immediately breathed a sigh of relief. After all, dealing with such a hanging ghost could be as simple as burning the noose to make them vanish into thin air. Then, Akun applied the specially prepared ashes from the exorcist below his eyes. In the next second, he opened his heavenly eye, and saw the female ghost on the noose. What surprised Akun, however, was that before he could take any action, the female ghost suddenly lay right beside him, desperately clutching at his pant leg without letting go, while repeatedly murmuring the name, Charm. She pleaded with Charm not to abandon her again. Clearly, this female ghost was hurt by a scumbag and chose to commit suicide. However, Akun felt no sympathy for her at all. He only wanted to get rid of the ghost and earn 150,000. As Akun chanted the incantation, the talisman suddenly emitted a dazzling red light. At this moment, Akun just needed to strike the glowing talisman on the female ghost to make her dissipate into a wisp of smoke. But because he was drunk, Akun couldn't concentrate at all. This meant he had to exert a lot of effort to eliminate the ghost. Such an exciting plot surely requires good equipment to watch. I recently got a new phone. I directly recycled the old one. A publicly listed company with nearly 2,000 stores nationwide. Place an order and an engineer will come to check the quality. The prices are reasonable and face-to-face payments are particularly convenient. If you want to recycle mobile phones, tablets, or laptops, it's right to recycle love. Then, Akun stood on the desk. He was about to take down the hanging rope and burn it. Unexpectedly, at that moment, a ghostly hand suddenly pulled him down, slamming him onto the ground. Only then did he realize he hadn't actually eliminated the female ghost at all. At that moment, the female ghost still regarded Akun as a heartless man. She lunged at Akun, intending to strangle him to death. In a critical moment, Akun recited the incantation again. Holding the talisman, he struck hard at the ghost's head. Although the female ghost dissipated again, she reappeared behind Akun in the blink of an eye. "You're not my Chong." Seeing this, Akun was ready to continue battling the female ghost. However, Sui, worried for his safety, actually came to the school with her friend Ying. As a result, the female ghost seized the opportunity to possess her directly. Akun and Ying originally intended to step forward and stop her. In the next moment, both of them were thrown away by Sui. Even the talisman fell to the side. Immediately, Sui jumped onto Akun. Her hands tightly gripped his neck. Akun struggled with all his might but couldn't break free. At this critical moment, Akun's master arrived just in time. He picked up the talisman and slapped it onto Sui's neck. Accompanied by Sui's scream, the female ghost vanished once more. The master instructed Ying to take the unconscious Sui home. Then he was going to take Akun away. It turns out that in the master's eyes, the duty of an exorcist is never to exterminate ghosts, but to liberate their souls, to guide the spirits to peace. For female ghosts like her, who never harm others, they should be treated kindly. However, the master's teachings, Akun couldn't listen to a word. It's just because the female ghost had just caused Sui to fall into a coma. So he insisted on making this female ghost lose her soul. If you get rid of her, you will carry this sin for a lifetime. Your spells will grow weaker and weaker. In the end, exorcists like you will die at the hands of spirits. However, Akun was completely unmoved. He picked up the female ghost's hanging rope and was about to leave. Unexpectedly, at that moment, the female ghost suddenly leaned over Akun's back. The next second, she directly possessed Akun. The master saw this and prepared to take out the talisman to exorcise the ghost. But Akun directly pushed him down from the second floor. The master was just about to get up, but found that he had already broken his foot. Meanwhile, Akun still hadn't freed himself from the ghost's control. He picked up an iron rod beside him. He fiercely pierced Master's neck, and Master, before dying, exerted his last ounce of strength to place the talisman on Akun. As a golden light radiated from his chest, the evil spirit was finally forced out. Awakened, Akun stared blankly at Master's body. Overwhelming anger caused him to completely lose his rationality. Akun decided to no longer heed Master's advice. He immediately burned the hanging rope, to ensure the female ghost was utterly destroyed. However, when he was about to cremate Master's body, he unexpectedly discovered a large sum of money among the belongings. There was also a note left in the purse. It was written that it was saved for Akun to marry. Akun never expected that such a strict master had been secretly saving bride price money for him. This made Akun remember what his master had said. Exorcists should not get emotionally attached to others, because vengeful spirits often harm those closest to exorcists. They often hurt the ones he cares about the most. At this moment, what Akun least wanted was for Sui to be harmed. Therefore, to protect Sui's safety, he decided to leave the village, and entrusted Sui to Aying for care. He had already noticed that Aying had a crush on Sui. To help Sui completely fall in love with Aying, Akun gave the extracted corpse oil to Aying, and when Sui tried to stop Akun from leaving, Aying hurriedly poured a drop of corpse oil and applied it behind Sui's ear. In an instant, a shadow darted into Sui's body. Immediately, she completely forgot about Akun, and chose to be with Aying. Since leaving the village, Akun has been wandering outside. One day, he encountered a little girl who was possessed by a ghost because she had stolen an offering. A little girl who was possessed by a ghost. After the last incident, Akun no longer exterminated ghosts as ruthlessly as before. This time, he simply used a talisman to drive it away. What Akun didn't expect was that the girl became attached to him from then on. She insisted on becoming his apprentice. Akun originally had no intention of taking her on as a disciple. However, the girl, Joan, was an orphan just like him. Moreover, she was quick and efficient in her actions. After thinking it over, Akun decided to grant Joan's request. However, before becoming a demon hunter, she had to go through a courage test. That was to see a ghost with her own eyes. Akun instructed Joan to apply special ash below her eyes. The next moment, she saw the ghosts that Akun had captured during this time. What pleased Akun was, although John was scared, he quickly calmed down. Seeing this, Akun told John about the major taboos of exorcists. First, you must not eat the offerings. John had already experienced this deeply. Second, you cannot eat winter melon. Third, you must not come into contact with menstrual blood. Once a taboo is violated, the exorcist's powers will be weakened. Therefore, there have never been any female exorcists in this profession. After hearing this, John felt that Akun was just toying with him. Master, you said a lot, only to tell me in the end that I can't be an exorcist. Akun told John that although she couldn't be an exorcist, she could be an exorcist's assistant. John, helpless, could only accept reality. Since John's company, Akun's life has not been as despondent as before. Before long, an even more unexpected person appeared in front of him. It was his beloved, Sui. Originally, Sui was under the control of the corpse oil. She not only forgot about Akun, but also fell hopelessly in love with Aying. Soon after, the two quickly got married. But what nobody expected was that Sui's feelings for Akun actually began to free her from the control of the corpse oil. Especially in recent times, she kept seeing a familiar figure in her dreams. Sui became increasingly convinced that the familiar man was her true love. A few months later, she even found that bottle of corpse oil in her home. Sui suspected that she was being controlled by Aying, so she told her mother that she wanted to divorce Aying. She planned to find the person from her dreams. However, she did not expect to be scolded by her mother, because in her mother's eyes, Akun is not only a poor guy, but also a dangerous person who deals with ghosts and spirits all day. Naturally, she didn't want her daughter to seek him out, but Su Yi eventually regained her memory. This was because Aying suddenly passed away that day. One day, after he fell asleep, he never woke up again. This time, Su Yi came to find Akun, not only to ask him to attend Aying's funeral, but also to be together with him forever. Faced with his ex-girlfriend's request, Akun chose not to refuse. He even took her back to his place. Just like that, this pair of former lovers, along with his apprentice Joan, lived together like a family of three. But that night, Su Yi was cleaning the room, when suddenly a gust of cold wind blew in. The ghost of the woman who had her corpse oil refined by Akun suddenly appeared behind Su Yi. I have already given you a lot of time to let you spend a wonderful time with Akun. Now it's your turn to help me. It turns out that ever since Su Yi was smeared with corpse oil, she has been haunted by a female ghost, and under the ghost's control, she eavesdropped on her mother and husband's conversation. When she learned that they had been using corpse oil to control her, the heartbroken Su Yi actually hanged herself. Only after her death did she finally remember Akun's face. At that moment, the female ghost appeared beside her. She bluntly stated that she, like herself, was forced to be separated from her loved one. The ghost decided to help Sui see Akun one last time, and in exchange, she wanted to help herself reclaim her child from Akun. After getting Sui's consent, the two ghosts together took control of Sui's dead body and moved. Just as she was packing her bags to leave, she was stopped by a Ying. Unexpectedly, the female ghost appeared, suddenly beside Su Yi. She urged her to kill All Ying to take revenge for herself. He destroyed your life. It's his fault that you will die. Under the ghost's temptation, Su Yi ultimately strangled All Ying to death. Now the female ghost has fulfilled her promise. She allowed Su Yi and Aquan to live together for a while. It was her turn to help the ghost find her child. The ghost instructed Su Yi to first weaken Aquan's powers. So, while Aquan took Chao En to perform an exorcism, she secretly added winter melon to the dinner. This was the most forbidden food for exorcists. But she never expected that Chao En suddenly returned home because he forgot to bring a talisman. He just happened to catch her in the act of cutting the winter melon. The ghost, fearing that her plan would be exposed, wanted to kill to silence her. But with good intentions, Su Yi hurriedly urged her to stop. In her heart, Akun had always been a good person. Perhaps if she just spoke up, Akun would hand over the ghost's child. However, this sounded ridiculous to the ghost. She slowly lifted John into the air, and revealed the whole truth of the matter. Only then did Su Yi learn that the corpse oil that drove her to madness was personally refined by Akun. Moreover, he was the one who handed it to Ying. Su Yi could hardly believe it. Her beloved man was so cruel. Just as the two ghosts were talking, Akun also returned home looking for her, as John had not come back for a long time. He went home to find out her whereabouts. But as soon as he entered, he heard John's warning. He looked up, just in time to see John knocked against the wall and lose consciousness due to the ghost. And in the next second, Su Yi suddenly appeared in front of him. At this moment, Akun had to accept the fact that Sui had already become a ghost. Faced with Sui's questioning, Akun was completely at a loss for words. He also didn't expect that he was clearly trying to protect Sui, but ended up harming her instead. At this moment, the female ghost also appeared behind Sui, and began urging her to kill Akun. But Sui could never let go of her feelings for Akun, and was unwilling to strike. In a fit of anger, the female ghost possessed Sui's body, and used her powers to release the ghosts sealed by Akun. In the blink of an eye, Akun was attacked by numerous ghosts. This was the best opportunity for the female ghost to take her revenge, but no one expected that the originally unconscious Chao En would suddenly appear behind Sui, and stab the exorcism knife into her body, forcibly forcing the female ghost out of Sui's body. However, John, who was performing exorcism for the first time, didn't even have a chance to feel happy before he was taken by the female ghost. Since you can't die, I will make you understand how painful it is to lose a loved one. John watched his disciple die right in front of him. Angry, Akun recited the incantation, and used a talisman to drive the female ghost back to her grave. At that moment, Akun finally understood what his master had said. Exorcists who do evil will inevitably harm others and themselves. Therefore, Akun returned to the cemetery to rebury the female ghost's baby underground. He also recited an incantation to help the souls move on. His actions not only relieved the female ghost of her grievances, but even Su Yi forgave him for his actions. In the end, both ghosts reincarnated. Only John's soul was unwilling to leave, because she still wanted to continue learning from Akun. Become the first ghost exorcist. Alright, that's it for today's story. Subscribe to the channel to continue watching. See you next time.